All right, what up YouTube? I am Abram SF bringing you the treasure challenges 31 through 40, the crown challenges. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click that bell if you want to get notifications for tips and tricks and high scores videos just like this one. I'll be explaining on how to defeat some of the bosses, definitely the hardest ones, 38, 39, and 40. So hopefully you will have an easier time defeating these bosses. Good luck, and I'll see you around challenge 35, and I'll be explaining that one. And then I'll see you around 38, 39, and 40, explain how to defeat those. And then I'll be testing out the new knife that we get. The knife I'm using for this one is the poker chip knife. It is my favorite knife still. I did buy some knives. They are some pretty good knives. I do like them quite a bit, but it's still my poker chip knife that I go to when I want to get these challenges done. It's just my favorite knife, the one I use the most, and I'm most comfortable with it. There might be some better knives, but this is the one that I like. You can use whatever one else you like. I'll see you around stage challenge 35. Alright, what up YouTube? Here we are at challenge 35. Now what this boss does is it'll do some rotations back and forth pretty slowly. It'll give you an opportunity to try to throw in some knives. Unfortunately, I messed it up right there when I should have gotten it in pretty close. But if you give this knife some time, if you give this crown, this boss some time, it will end up moving to different portions of it that'll do the slow rotation. So if you're having a little bit of trouble, maybe you're on your last knife like me, you want to give it a little bit more time. You can make it a lot easier on yourself if you wait and let it do the slow motions closer to where you have an opening to throw in your knife. And that's how you defeat challenge 35. Moving on to the harder challenges. See you then. All right, here we are at challenge 38. This is when it definitely starts getting tough. And what you want to do is you want to actually not throw in any knives until it does that first movement, the slow movement through that whole bottom circle. And you just want to spam knives and get as many knives in there as possible. And that is definitely what worked for me. The next thing you got to do is wait for it to do that slow movement all the way across those different knife sections up top. And you just got to throw in, if you spam enough knives in the bottom, you only got to throw a couple knives in between the knives in the top of this one. And this boss goes from being pretty darn difficult, pretty darn intimidating, to not that hard at all. Of course, I was a little impatient on this one. I want to get these challenges done. But good luck defeating it. See you on challenge 39. Challenge 39, picking up the pace, throwing in a couple more knives. The crown is moving a lot faster, and you just got to try to put in as many knives. I would definitely try to put in 5 knives in the bottom and 5 knives in the top, and then that will leave you with just a couple knives that you have to put in between those knives on the sides. Not too hard. Once you get used to it, if you see that the crown does the quick movement and then it does the slow movement, it's a good time to try to throw in knives. The slow movement here, I didn't put it in at that point, but I was kind of trying to get an idea of how it moved. I wasn't giving it too much of a chance. But yeah, you wait for the fast spin, and if you really want to get this done, you wait for the fast spin, and then you throw it in the slow spin right there. Almost got the boss, but I gotta wait one more time. Does the fast spin, does the slow spin, wait again. It's gonna do the fast spin, then the slow spin. I found a place to put it in. Good luck defeating that boss. Moving on to challenge 40, where it takes it up about 10 notches because the challenge 40 boss is insanely hard. Alright, here we are at the challenge 40 boss, the tough boss, the hardest boss, the granddaddy of all the bosses of the treasure challenges, and in my opinion, the coolest looking boss. What you got to do to defeat this boss is you got to put in 3 knives between the 2 knives, 3 knives in the section for 3 of the ones, and then 2 in the other 3 sections. That's how many knives you got to put in. So definitely the hardest one about doing this one is fitting in those 3 knives into those 3 sections. There's 2 different ways to do it. One of the things I did before was I waited for this slow back and forth where it does the slow motion at quick and then slow. And as it goes through one section, you can kind of spam 3 knives into there. I didn't do that too much for this one, but that's one of the options for trying to defeat this boss. Another one is right at the beginning. You get on each side of the boss, it'll stop right on each side of the crown, right in the middle, and you can throw a knife in there, and that'll make it a lot easier for trying to put those 3 knives in, at least for 2 of the sections. And besides that, you just gotta go with your knife hit skill, and when it's doing the slow motion, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow, fast. You gotta try to get it right in the slow, right there. And that boss can go from insanely hard. It took me way too many tries to defeat that boss, but once I finally figured out the pattern, what you have to do to defeat the boss, giving you the tips and the tricks that I did to defeat the boss, it got a little bit easier. Still quite a bit of skill to defeat the boss. Testing out the knife, it is a pretty easy use knife. I would like it if the hilt was a little bit better. I would like it if it looked a little bit more crown-like. Maybe it had like a top of a crown on the knife or something like that. But all in all, definitely worth it. These treasure challenges were amazing to finally try out some new bosses. Haven't had that opportunity in a couple months since their last update. But looking forward to the next Ice Age challenges. I'm Abram SF. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe. And of course, thank you for watching. Peace!